Hi, I'm Dave, a busy soccer mom and single mother of three. Wait, what the Sand people! That's right, with the kids at soccer practice, I had just enough time to build a Tusken Raider helmet from Star Wars. It all started out in SketchUp, where I designed all the parts and pieces and then printed them out. The bed of my Prusa Mini 3D printer is 7 inches square, so I had to split up the helmet and print it in pieces, and then assemble everything with super glue after the fact. To reduce the need for sanding of the exposed parts, I made a mixture of acetone and wood putty and coated all the pieces with that. This fills in the layer lines. Having said that, I still should have pre-sanded the parts before this step and I would have gotten a better result in the end, but that's how you learn. Next, I moved on to priming and painting each of the exposed pieces. These parts were milled aluminum in the original Star Wars film, and this is the look I was going for. The next step was to apply leather, or faux leather in this case, to the face, so I went through a series of unnecessary and overcomplicated templating steps until I finally landed on a method that accomplished the job easily. I decided it would be easier to cut the eye holes out later, so I applied the leather to the face and let the glue dry. At the same time, I applied leather below the spike locations on the top of the head. After the glue had set up for a couple hours, I came back and glued the spikes to the top of the head and taped them in place. While they cured, I cut out the eye holes. Installing the black leather around the mouthpiece proved to be the most difficult part of the whole piece. It was challenging to work out the most effective method to get the folds right around the mouth, but ultimately I was able to do it after several tries and then began gluing it in place. Next, there are several wraps of brown leather that go around the rest of the mouthpiece and secure the black leather in place. When I glued the eyes and face spikes in place, it really began to look like a Tusken Raider, and then it was time to start wrapping the piece in canvas. And just as a bonus, we'll add a little ASMR to this video. How's that? Very relaxing, right? ASMR. No charge. I pre-weathered the canvas by soaking it in some old tea. Earl Grey in this case. You can use whatever you like, but I think Earl Grey is the way to go. The key to making this look authentic is to use strips of different lengths and widths. Avoid patterns and don't make an effort to make the piece look too neat and tidy. Next, I moved on to weathering. I took some coffee grounds and soaked them in water, decaf of course, because I didn't want to over-caffeinate the Tusken Raiders. I then took some soil from outside. Since I live in the desert, I figured why not, and I took some black acrylic paint as well. After initially going over the whole piece, I came back and went over areas that I thought were likely to build up layers of dirt and corrosion. I forgot to take video of the last thing I did, which was to take a silver Sharpie marker and highlight the tips of the eyes and spikes where they were likely to receive some wear and not build up dirt or corrosion. So remember, when you like, subscribe, share, or comment on my videos, it helps pay for my Dodge Caravan and my 4 kids. I thought it was 3. Well, a lot's happened over the course of this video. Sand people! I'm sorry about everything, and we'll see you next time.